We stay in Bloemfontein. Now, Bloemfontein is 4.5 hours drive away from Johannesburg, which is the nearest place where we can do visa applications.
Okay.
So if you need to travel, you must also know that you need to apply for a visa. It's going to take you a day's travel to Johannesburg and back for this.
Mm.
Then there is the wait for the visa to arrive. Now, we're a wonderful country, but time is a is
Important.
not
Yeah.
a finely defined thing. So most of the time, if your visa arrives on time,
Mm.
you're lucky. So it's very
Okay.
stressful. And of course, it's financial.
Mm.
You need to apply through the correct channels for funding to be able to go abroad, which
Mm.
there is, but also it takes a lot of time to get all the things in place. And also, things arrive, they do. But at
Mm.
99.9, you are so stressed by the time that it arrives that you go, you see, is it worth dying every time for this? And the third thing is that when you are gone, you need to arrange for a part-time person, staff member, to take your classes for you. So you need to arrange that he has the right material, and this person also needs to be paid, which must also be arranged through financial channels. So all in all, it's a lovely experience to travel. But if you have financial constraints, or not necessarily financial constraints, but if the pipeline to getting everything done is a little bit challenging, and you are somebody who likes things in place at the right time, it is a lot of stress to wait for these things and hope that they arrive on time. So and of course, I mean, before COVID, online wasn't an option. No, it wasn't even, we never spoke, or we didn't know it was available. But because of COVID, it was so beautifully defined that it is lovely attending. It's stress-free. I mean, what impressed me a lot about the Terra version is that you taught me how to do the PowerPoint video. I
Yeah.
didn't know that can be done.
Yeah.
And also it taught me how you upload things on YouTube. I didn't know how that could be done. These are all things I haven't needed. I'm not in the age class where I do disco videos and put them on YouTube and things like that. I don't know all that. So that was lovely. And it was wonderful to know that even if something goes wrong with the internet at that time, as it did, it was very shaky
Mm.
last Monday morning,
Mm.
that there is this video that you can fall back on.
Yeah.
And that makes it a most delightful experience. I'm going to do it again and again. Yes. Definitely. In fact, this was, I'm head of the department where I am, the math department,
Mm.
and it was suggested that we follow this line. It just excludes all the challenges that come with leaving during a term where you still need your lectures, you still have your test that must be written, your students are looking for you, and everything else. Of course, financially, more of us can now attend conferences because we have to work inside of a budget.
Yeah.
So yes, so it makes sense in many ways. Oh, I love the session that we had before when we first had the icebreaker.
Yeah.
Um, when originally we logged on and we saw all the faces of people we don't know,
Yeah.
you wonder if they're going to listen to your presentation and take it apart. Always have that tiny little confidence problem.
Mm.
And after the icebreaker, I saw, no, these are lovely people. They're lovely people. They are here for the same reason I am. They probably have the same fears I've got.
Yeah.
And it was, the things were spoken of, I don't know. And it was nice, that little private interest session with what causes stress in your life. And I realized afterwards, that there's actually two types of stresses. I thought, because that got me thinking, afterwards, that there's the stress of things to come, which
Mm.
is a good stress. And then there's stress of things that you can do nothing about, that hindsight stress. And where the first one is good for you, the second one is a killer. So it got me that you need to know these things. You need to tell yourself these things. So yes, I did appreciate the session that we had before that was on that. Typically things scientists experience, yes.
Yeah.